Last week, the World Bank announced a suspension of all new financing to Uganda as a response to Parliament's enacting of the Anti-Homosexuality Act. Government has remained bullish, insisting Uganda will not be cowed into accepting cultures detrimental to local society. The bank's decision has also faced criticism from politicians from across the divide and religious leaders. The latest criticism is from Family Life Network, a local-based non-government organization. Addressing media in Kampala, Stephen Langa, the executive director at Family Life Network, challenged the government to protect the country's values, cultures, and the future of the young generation.
Families, our moral, cultural, and religious values for financial aid. Uganda will not live or develop by aid alone. Thirdly, we now call on all parents countrywide to take their parental and social responsibility and acknowledge that the sexual and cultural war has been declared on our children and our nation.
Langa urged parents to take full responsibility to ensure that Ugandans do not embrace detrimental behavior in the Western culture.
Resolve that we commit ourselves as parents to take our God-given responsibility to protect our children and to parent them so that they can grow as responsible citizens. Secondly, as parents and our children together, united, we send a clear message to the pro-gay activists and their machinery in Uganda and outside of Uganda and the international community that together with our children and concerned Ugandans, we have rejected homosexuality as a nation, and no amount of threats, intimidation will make us change our position on this important matter.
He was supported by both representatives of fathers and mothers who rallied behind Ugandans against homosexuality.
Church, because we are the pillars of our families. If we keep quiet, then evil will spread. And so we want to come against this evil. And we want to appeal fathers who especially have an attitude of tolerating evil, or who have an attitude of I don't care, to rise up and work with us as we fight our values, our morals, and as we fight for our children and for the future. We would be happy if all fathers come and join us, because as Stephen has said, we are starting war against this evil. And we want to call upon every nation to keep silent, to keep quiet about the issues that concern our families in Uganda.
We as mothers interact a lot with our children. In fact, I usually call myself the operations director of my home. So we have a lot of time with our children, and I know that having been given this framework, this law that has come in place to protect our children, we as mothers have a role of speaking to our children, of probing our sons and daughters, and knowing where they stand and guiding them. So I'm appealing to my fellow mothers and also committing ourselves to instill and give guidance to our children concerning this law that has been passed.
The youth present challenged the older generation to speak out against acts of homosexuality.
For each and every one in our society to rise up to the occasion to defend and protect our sovereignty. We as a country, or as Uganda, are widely known as or cherish the attribute of democracy, or we are a democratic state. And to that end, we chose a certain direction to take as a country, with direction was chosen unanimously by the biggest percentage of parliamentarians to protect, and defend the values pertaining to the family, among others. We recognize and note with great concern the recent attack on the sovereignty of our country.
The call to run nationwide campaigns against homosexuality comes a few months after the Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayewa told the Parliament that indeed homosexuality was spreading freely within the country's education structure.